Hey guys, as you saw in the last video, the CR250 is now completely apart. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty stoked to start cleaning these parts up, but I know I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I mean, check this out. I've got piles and piles of dirty parts here. This stuff is gonna need a serious makeover. So I'm gonna start by cleaning up the plastics and some of the bigger parts on the bottom of this cart here. Let's get after it. Some of these nastier parts, like the airbox and gas tank, I'm gonna drop them in here and let them soak for a bit. And then the fenders and shrouds, I can just start scrubbing those right from the get-go. So I'm sure most of you have seen this tank before. It has been in a lot of my videos. Basically what I have in here is a mixture of degreaser and water heated to about 140 degrees. Works really well for stripping off dirt and grease. I do the majority of the cleaning on the plastics with this Scotch-Brite pad, and it's not very abrasive, so it doesn't really scratch up the plastics much. Works really well for knocking off the caked on dirt compared to how a brush would work. And then for the tighter areas, I'll use a combination of these three brushes. I'll put the links to where you can find these products down below. As far as the airbox and airbox boot are concerned, these things are pretty nasty. And the best way to clean these up is going to be running them through the pressure wash cabinet. I would have to say these parts came out pretty prime. One would wonder, why would you spend so much time cleaning dirt bike parts when the first time you ride the bike, it's gonna get dirty anyways? Well, I'll show you why. Head over here to the 125. So I built this bike, I wanna say like a year and a half ago, and probably put 20 to 30 hours on it so far. And after a year and a half of riding, this thing still looks nearly new. I mean, don't mind the dents in the pipe, still need to fix that. But all this aluminum, or the whole bike in general, looks just as good as the day I finished it. So once you start with a fresh bike, it is so much easier to keep it clean. All right, I'm gonna load up some of these smaller parts here and get them soaking in the tank. So while those parts are soaking, I've got some more disassembly to do. Gonna pull these fork guards off the forks, the chain slider off the swing arm, gonna pull the rear caliper apart and the bar mounts off of the triple clamp. What else we got here? Foot pegs off the frame. There's a few things I want to pull off the motor. Kickstarter, intake. I think that's pretty much it. I have got a cracked fork guard here. I really need to start making a list of everything I need for this bike. I suppose that's what a whiteboard's for. Chain slider is getting worn down pretty far, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace this one. While I'm working on the swing arm, I'm gonna check these chain adjuster bolts and make sure they're not seized. I've got my fingers crossed, really hoping they break free. Yes. It's always a pain in the butt trying to get these things out when they're rusted. That's one side. Other side should be free as well. So this one's actually being a little bit stubborn. I'm gonna apply some heat and hopefully it frees up. I've also got some penetrating lubricant to help the cause. So I'm just gonna work it in and out, and hopefully that penetrating lubricant and the heat will work its magic. So I got the bolt out, but as you can tell, it's a major inconvenience when you run into a seize bolt like that. And I was really worried that the threads in the swing arm got damaged. However, it looks like they're fine. Should be able to chase them with a tap, clean them up, and reuse them. You know, it is so hard for me to get out of the mindset of parting out a bike. I've been doing it for so long, and it's just automatic for me to pull everything apart like this. But I guess it doesn't hurt to break everything down just to inspect it and make sure it's all good. gonna take a look at this air filter here. Make sure there's no rips or tears in it. Oh yeah, it's coming apart. So I am gonna need a new air filter. You guys know I like breaking stuff, right? Alright, last thing before I get back to cleaning. I'm gonna plug up these brakes, that way I can clean them without getting any degreaser inside of them. So I've got these little rubber cones that slip over the banjo bolt, like so. And they do a really good job at sealing things up. Alrighty, back to cleaning it is. I've got a good amount of parts cleaned up so far. I'm just really stoked to see some progress on this thing. But I've got a long ways to go. I'll show you what I'll be doing in the next video. So I'll be working my magic on a lot of these smaller parts here, checking out the linkage, and then I'm gonna tear into the motor a little bit, figure out where that clunking sound is coming from. What do you guys think the cause of this is? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will catch up with you all in the next video. Have a good one.